Morning children, I hope all are fine in home. Yes, in the last class we have started the first lesson, the fun they had. Is it right? The fun they had. This lesson we have started in the previous class. How many chapter lessons, paragraphs are completed? Yes, two paragraphs completed in the previous class. Is it right? Okay. Let us see third paragraph. Margie was calmful. School. What is there to write about school? I hate school. Margie always hated school, but now she hated it more than ever. The mechanical teacher had been giving her test paper after test in geography. She had been doing worse and worse until her mother, had shaken her head sorrowfully and sent for the county inspector. Here, what's happened? Margie was scornful. It means she felt unhappy about the school. Then, what is there? What is the matter is there to write about the school? What is there to write about the school? High school. Here in this lesson, who ate the school? Margie. Margie, she had the school. Is it understand? Yes, what is there to write about the school? I hate school. Margie always hated school. Not only now. So, from beginning, she hated the school. Margie always, not only one day or 2 days, always she hated school. Margie always hated school, but now what's happened? She hated it more than ever. But now she hated it. It means mechanical teacher. It means what? A mechanical teacher. It means robot. Yes. Now she hated more than. She hated it more than that one. Okay. She hated more than. She hated more than what? Computer. Is it? Margie always hated school, but now she hated it. It means computer more than ever. Yes, more than ever she hated the computer. Then mechanical teacher had been giving her test after test in geography. Yes, how we conduct the test in the school? Maybe subject wise, how we are going to take the test? Maybe, is it? You come, just we give the question paper, you ready to write the answer on the answer sheet. Is it right? But how it's happened on the screen? On the screen, how it's happened? Let's see here. The mechanical teacher had been giving test after test in geography. In geography subject, the computer teacher took or giving the test papers here, and she had been doing worse and worse until her mother had shaken her head sorrowfully. Yes, what's happened? Something is wrong. Something is wrong. When you have doubts in the classroom, clarify with the teacher. Is it right? When whatever subject, whatever you take, when you have doubt, clarify with the teacher. But when you sit in front of the system, do you share anything with the computer? Is it possible? Any feelings you want to share with the computer? No, because that is a machine. That is a machine. Program is already fixed. You can't change anything. You can't change anything because already program is set up before. Is it right? Mechanical teacher had been giving her first test after test in geography, and she had been doing worse. Here what's happened? When the program was set, something is happened, a technical problem happened. For this reason, she performed so poor. She was not performed good. She was not performed good in geography. In which subject she was not performed good? Geography. In geography, she was not performed very well because of computer. Because of what? Computer. See here. Worse and worse until her mother had shaken her head. Yes, don't worry. It's just console here. Her mother had shaken her head sorrowfully and sent for the country inspector. Here, afterwards, The mother, it means our mother, Margie mother, called county inspector. It means mechanical, who make the repair. Who makes the repair? We are calling him mechanic. Here, she called what a mechanic. She called a mechanic. It means county inspector. County inspector means mechanic. Who called the mechanic here? Margie mother called the mechanic, and because something going wrong in the computer. See here. Until a mother had shaken her head sorrowfully and sent for the county inspector. He was a round little man with a red face and a whole box of tools with dials and wires. He smiled at Margie and gave her an apple. Then he took the teacher apart. Margie had hoped he wouldn't know how to put it together again, but he knew how all the right. And after an hour or so, there it was again, large and black and ugly, with a big screen on which all the lessons were shown and the questions were asked. Here, what's happened? So, how he was? The inspector, it means mechanic came here. Physically, how he looks? How he looks? See here, he was a little man. It means he was in a round shape. He was in a round shape. Round shape body he has. Okay. He was a round little man. Red face. Even he has a red face. And whole box of tools. Even he carried what? Toolbox. He carried what? Toolbox of dials and wires. You know very well. In the machine, what you can see? Only wires. In the machine, what you see? Can you see any blood or kidney or heart? Can you see this like? No, only wires. Wires you can see na. So that's like here the man, it means mechanical carried the box of dials and wires. Dials and wires. He smiled at Margie. Yes, when he came to home, he smiled at Margie. Then and gave her an apple. Not only smiled at her, even gave her an apple. Gave her what? Apple. See here. Then he took the teacher apart. Margie had hoped he wouldn't know how to put it together. Yes, then he took the system. Teacher apart means robot. Teacher apart. It means what? Machine. He took the machine to repair. Yes, then he took the teacher apart. Margie had hoped. What she had hoped? Maybe he can't repair it. Maybe she wished. Why she wished? Because he hated the computer more than school. Okay. Margie had hoped. What she hoped? Let's see here. He wouldn't know. Maybe mechanic wouldn't know how to make it repair. See here. He wouldn't know how to put it together again, but he knew how all right. But mechanic, you know very well. He was an expert. So he did everything well. He repaired all the things. Here. He knew how all right, and after an hour, so there it was again. Afterwards, when he repaired the system, automatically that was on. There it was again large and black and ugly. Yes, large and black color and ugly. Ugly means not looks beautiful. With a big screen on which all the lessons were shown. All the lessons automatically shown on the screen. Okay. Which are all the lessons were shown and question were asked. Even questions, everything also just you may see on the screen. See. Yes, large, black and ugly with a big screen on which all lessons were shown and the questions were asked. That was not so bad. That was not so bad. It means average. That means average. The part Margie hated most was the slot where she had put the homework and the test papers. She always had to write them out in a punch code that made her learn when she was 6 years old, and the mechanical teacher calculated the marks in no time. Here what's happened? The part Margie hated the most was the slot. Slot means given space, time or portion. How you get the answer paper for answer. So that's like on the screen the space is there. That is called slot. That is called what? Slot. Here, most was the slot where she had put the homework and test papers. Yes, how, where do you make the homework? In CW, HW. Yes, all the homeworks you are going to complete in HW. But when you don't have textbook, when you don't have notebook, how you write? Only on the screen, na? Everything you have to go on the screen only. Is it right? She had put homework and test papers. She always had to write them out in a punch code. The punch code, the space is there. On that space, you have to write the answer. Then they made her learn. She was 6 years old. How many years old she was? She was 6 years old. Then mechanical teacher calculated the marks in no time. Yes, when you put the button, automatically all the marks at a time calculated. Not 1, 2, 3. It's like a calculate, not calculate, like a manual. Manual we calculate this like 1, 2, 3. But machine at a time just give the result. Is it understand? Then look at the next para. The inspector had smiled after he was finished and patted Margie's head. He said to her mother, "It's not to the little girl's fault, Mr. Jones. I think the geography sector was geared a little too quick. Those things happen sometimes. I have slowed it up an average 10-year level. Actually, the overall pattern of her progress is quite satisfactory." And he patted Margie's head again. Here, after he finished his work, the mechanic repaired his work. He smiled at her again. The inspector had smiled after he was finished and patted Margie's head, just like this patted her head. He was finished and patted Margie's head. He said to her mother, it means mechanic said to her mother, "It is not the little girl fault." Yes, it is not a girl fault. It is not a girl fault, not mistake. It is not the girl's mistake or fault, Mrs. Jones. I think the geography sector was jailed. Maybe what I think, it is a geography sector was geared. Geared means adjusted to particular standard or level. If for example, ಒಂದೊಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ 10 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂದರೆ 15 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ರೈಟ್? ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ರೈಟ್? ಆಲ್ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ one syllabus you have to study for your age. For age you have to study one syllabus. That's like. I think the geography sector was geared a little too quick. It means adjusted to the particular standard or level. It means class. Standard means what here? Class. A little too quick. Those things happen sometimes. Maybe those things happen sometimes. Then I go to the higher classes. Those things happen sometimes. I have slowed it up to an average 10 years level. I have slowed. Slowed means what here? Just look at the dictionary. It up to an average 10-year level. Actually, the overall pattern of our progress is quite satisfactory. And I patted Margie head again. Yes, again he patted Margie's head again. Margie was disappointed. She had been hoping they would take the teacher away altogether. They had once taken Tommy teacher away nearly the month because the history sector had blanked out completely. Here what's happened? Margie was disappointed because she was away from the school. She was away from the school. Okay. Margie was disappointed because of what? She was away from the school. For this reason, she was disappointed. She was unhappy. Margie was disappointed. She had been hoping they would take the teachers away altogether. All the together. Then they had once taken Tom's teacher away for nearly 1 month ago. Maybe how when he went to the school nearly 1 month. 1 month back she went to the school until she did not go to the school. Only she studied in front of the system. Is it? See here. Teacher away altogether. They had once taken Tommy teacher away for nearly a month because the history sector had blanked out completely. So she said to Tommy, "Why would any write about school?" So she said to Tommy, "Why would anyone write about the school?" Tommy looked at her with very surprised eyes because it is not our kind of school. Stupid. This is a old kind of school that they had hundreds of years ago. He had it profitably pronouncing the word carefully centuries ago. Margie was hurt. Well, I don't know what kind of school they had all the time ago. She read and booked the over his shoulder for a while, then said, "Anyway, they had a teacher." Yes. What's happened next? Tommy looked at her. Tommy looked at her with a surprised eyes. It means examine her with a very surprised eyes because it is not our kind of school. It is not our kind of school. How the children come to the school, how we are learning through the teachers. That is not a like. It is a sister. It is a mechanical teacher. It is a mechanical teacher, not a real teacher. Is it right? Because it is not our kind of school. Stupid. This is the old kind of school. This is the old kind of school. The building is there, classrooms is there, teachers are there, so many students are here. Okay, that like old kind of school that they had hundreds and hundreds years ago. That they had real schools. 100 years ago, what's happened? They had real school. But now, no more school. Everything you may study on the screen through the computer. Through the computer. They had hundreds and hundreds of years ago. He had it lofty in a superior way. It means superior. It means high level. Superior way means high level. He had it properly pronounced the word carefully centuries ago. Not only 1 or 2 days ago, centuries ago. Okay. Margie was hurt. Yes, she felt sad. She felt what? Sad. Well, I don't know what kind of school they had. Actually, I don't know. Really, I don't know what type of school they had. What type of school they had. What kind of school they had all the time ago. She read and book over this shoulder for a while. Then said, anyway, they had a teacher. Yes, so many years back, so many centuries back, who will teach? Who taught in the classroom? The teacher taught the lesson in this classroom to the student. But after what's happened? Just going to system, in front of the system you may study it. Okay, without teacher, without classroom, without friends, nobody with you, only you and computer. You and computer, what I am doing, it is also mechanical. Okay, anything you can share the feelings with a computer or a mechanical teacher? No, not at all, because that is a machine. We are set the program, we set the program of machine, is it right? Okay, here extra knowledge also the computer not doesn't give you. Extra knowledge doesn't give you, what program set, that only teach you. Is it understand? If you ask anything, no more reply. In the classroom, how you make the activities, real activities, how you making in the classroom, that like not happened. No one ask a question, no one answer, simply just sitting in front of the system, do yourself only. Okay, then she read the book over his shoulder for a while, then said, anyway, they had a teacher. They had a teacher. Sure, they had a teacher, but it wasn't a regular teacher, it was a man. Yes, sure, they had a teacher. They had a teacher, but it was not a regular teacher, it was a man. It was not a regular teacher, it was a man. Regular means here what? Usual kind. Usual kind, it means machine. It was not a machine, a man. Man will teach you. So many years back, who taught you? Man taught you, not a computer. Okay, but it was not a, it wasn't a regular teacher, it was a man. A man, how could a man be teacher? Well, he just told the boys and girls things, that gave them homework and asked them question. Yes, a man teach you. How? A man, how could a man be a teacher? How a person become a teacher? How a person, how a man become a teacher? She asked. Well, he just told to the boys and girls. Yes, yes, teacher, teach you, teach the students, is it right? Maybe girls or boys, whatever you take. A teacher teaches you what? So many things. Students. Student means including girls and boys, whatever it is. Well, he just told the boys, girls things and gave them homework. Yes, after complete the lesson, how we give the homework? How we give the homework? That like the teacher gave the homework. Asked them question. How the conversation going between the teachers, between conversation going between teacher and student in the classroom. That's like happened. Someone asked the question, someone ready to answer. Is it right? This like happen in the real school, in the real classroom, not in front of the system. Is it understand? So in the next class we will continue this lesson.